Hi guys, Paul from Geeks Love Dogs here, and I'm doing a little surprise book haul because Monday morning I received a gift from Jake over at Pulp Mortem, and for no other reason than sending him an email. And I appreciate that, Jake, and he sent me a box of goodies, and I'm going to show them off here on the channel. If you haven't seen Pulp Mortem's channel, go check it out. He's really, really good, he's really funny, and you really should be watching him. But I'm assuming a lot of you who are watching me probably already know who he is. But if not, go check him out. Anyway, so he sent me a bookmark, and those are always appreciated. And he's teasing me because he knows how bad I want to go to that store. And he sent me a couple stickers. One of them is the face of Tim from Secret Fire Books. So another good channel. Go check out Secret Fire Books. And the Book Graveyard, another great channel. Nick over at Book Graveyard, cool dude. So go check out all their channels. And I'll tell you what. See, this is my wish list book. It's where I keep track of all the series I've started and what I need and what I wish to purchase down the line. Well, I am going to add Tim's face to this wish list book because I wish I was as pretty as Tim. And I'm going to add this sticker of Nick's Book Graveyard to it as well because I wish I was as cool as Nick. And they're going to go on my wish list book. So they're a permanent part of my collection now. But anyway, he sent me some books, so we're going to take a look at those. So I got The Assault by Alan R. Matthews. This actually looks pretty cool. This is up my alley. 12 Days of Hell, a stark, brutal account of the Marines in action. Yeah, I love the the military type stuff. Especially if it's a mercenary group team, stuff like that. Yeah, that's fun for me. It looks like it's World War II though, but very cool. We got Mind Partner and 8 other novelettes from Galaxy, the Galaxy magazine. 9 fascinating tales of the world beyond tomorrow. Looks very cool. There's the list of books in the collection. Let's see what else we got here. Space Hounds of the IPC by Edward E. Smith. That is so cool. More sci-fi, that's great. Stardrift by John Morrissey. Don't have any of these. Always willing to add to my collection. Laser book. Gates of the Universe. It's only my second laser book now. By R. Colson and G. DeWeese. They are so funny looking. I know Jake loves them. Let's see. This is a Belmont double. I have Ace doubles. I don't have any Belmont doubles. The Flame Rider, The Flame of Iridar, The Flame of Iridar by Lynn Carter. Maybe he doesn't like me as much as I thought, sending me a Lynn Carter. Just kidding. Just joking. The Parallel of the Starman by Chris Newell. That does actually look pretty neat. So what do we have? Out of Focus, a novel of high suspense by Peter Townsend. Nice little spy looking book there. Very cool. Meet Philip Quest. Get the picture. We have a Nick Carter book. Oh, I am collecting Nick Carter books. Or trying to catch them here and there at least. I don't have this one. I don't have any of these. Mask of Cosa Nostra. So, a mafia book. The Nightmare Violence of Cosa Nostra. Vengeance. Very cool. Operation Stalag. The dirty devils strike again and inflict a new kind of terror upon the Nazis. A novel by Charles Whiting, author of Bridget Arnhem. Very cool. The Dirty Devils. They know me so well. Nice. Edward S. Ahrens Assignment Lowlands. I do not have this one. This will be very welcome to my collection that I started of assignment books. And finally we have Ross MacDonald, The Three Roads. See back cover. Memory, murdered, absorbing. Ross MacDonald, Kenneth Miller, Josh Ross MacDonald. Three names for one man who has been called by reviewers one of the finest writers of the hard-boiled novel of mystery and violence around today. This stuff I'm starting to collect more and more of, and so this is very welcome to my collection as well. Thank you, Jake, very much. I appreciate it. He said paper too. Oh wait. Anyway, this is very, very appreciated, Jake, and you did not have to do this. Thank you very much. Thank you for my face of Tim. It is now adorning my wish list book forever and always. He will be able to look at me and inspire me in my endeavors at trying to make a better YouTube channel. So thank you. You guys are awesome, all of you. Appreciate it. And next up, welcome to the regular book haul segment, which is not as cool as getting books from an YouTube internet superstar like Jake, but I will do my best, and we're going to hereby refer to this as Exhibit 72 in my wife's future defense case. So let's look at some books. And as become the norm, we're going to look at a whole bunch of books. So grab your drink of choice, have a seat, get comfortable, and I hope you enjoy. We're going to start with this small stack of books that I went out and searched for and were not just random finds. So let's start there. I finally got my Adam Hardy Strike Force Falklands Rest Patrol number 4, which will complete my Strike Force Falklands collection. Yay me, because this one was not easy to find. Most of them you had to order from Australia. There was a couple in England, but I managed to find an affordable copy and be done with that collection. So, yeah. I got book 1 in Brack the Barbarian series by John Jakes with the Frazetta cover. This is from 1968. That's book 1. And book 3, I got them together, also with a Frazetta cover by John Jakes. It's from 1969. So that's book 1 and 3. The road is long to Kudurzin. Barbarian, beware of Septagundus. I will be there. So that's book 1 and 3, because I had book 2, and it's in actually not great shape. I realized a little bit of molding on the bottom, but that's all 3 now. I also picked up Dimension of Miracles by Robert Sheckley. This is supposed to be a humorous sci-fi book on the lines of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which is about the only whimsical, funny book I've actually really enjoyed. But I heard good things, so. I also had been going back and forth on picking up Doris Paserch's book for a couple of years. Kept seeing them and putting them down and deciding not to get them. Well, after hearing good things, I went and picked up a bunch of them. I sought this out. This is one I really wanted. Mr. Justice, which is an ace double, which I really wanted because the other side as well was very cool. Hierarchies by John T. Philippant. I've never read him, but look at that dog with a monkey's tail. That's just very cool. That cover is just badass. Don't know why it appeals. And if you look, you can see down at the bottom, the cover is by Kelly Freas. So, also from Doris Pasercha, I picked up The Dimensioneers. Yellow spine, a little bit beat up, a little bit curved spine. I can fix those if I want to, though. This is from 1982, and it's also a Kelly Freas cover. Moving on, we have Earthchild. Another yellow spine. This is from 1977, and it's Michael Whalen cover art, another very cool artist. And there's an inside illustration. So, and Earth in Twilight with a Wayne D. Barlow cover and an internal illustration. I can't see the artist's name there. Van Donkster? I don't know. Sorry. Don't know that one. That's from 1981. And Kurt Selby's Blood Country. Kurt Selby is actually a pseudonym of Doris Pasercha. She wrote 2 books that I know of under that name, Blood Country and iZombie, which I managed to find an affordable copy of and is hopefully on the way. So I did not pay $15 for this, thankfully. Very cool cover from 1981, and the cover is by Ken Kelly. Another Dal Yellowspine. Picked up a book in the Coalsack Rebellion. I'm not sure. I think, yeah, this is the 3rd of 3 trilogy. I found one, thought I'd read it. Looked interesting. Picked it up for like online for like $2. So, and Poul Anderson's The Day of the Return. I did go out and look for this one. I couldn't find it in the used bookstores, and I'm trying to complete my Flandry collection. This is one I needed, so I picked it up. And finally, I did pick up Michael Moorcock's Tales from the Texas Woods book because it sounded really cool, and I got it. I mean, I got it for like $7, I think, and it cost way more than that new. So those are what I picked up on purpose. A quick stop at Goodwill netted me the original Heaven Can Wait, which is in really good shape. This is from 1978. Back when I was in grade school, my best friend brought this into school to read. Yes, back in the olden days, kids even in grade school brought books in to read, believe it or not, for you youngins out there. So anyway, this became a huge deal in the 78, 79. This is an enormously popular book, even in my school. And I've never actually owned a copy. Fantastic book about a guy quarterback who's killed. They weren't ready for him in heaven, so they send him back into a millionaire's body. He buys a football team and tries to become the quarterback for the team. It was made into a movie with Warren Beatty, which was a big deal at the time. And I finally found a copy for $1.99 in great shape, and I was very happy about it. Sea Fighter by James H. Cobb. Just a militaristic book. I like those. I just like battles, especially if it includes mechanical, weapons of a tank or ship or helicopter nature. And Matthew Riley Contest. I have a Matthew Riley somewhere. I saw this on the shelf in there, so it was really good shape. So for $1.99, I thought I'd grab it. I keep hearing great things about him. I picked up this hardcover Louis L'Amour Monument Rock. It's supposed to be a collection of short stories. Yeah, I thought I'd grab it just for the heck of it. I picked up A Wolf Called Wander, which is apparently a true story by Roseanne Perry. I like books about wolves. I have a bunch of them. It's based on the extraordinary true story of a wolf named OR7 and often called Journey, a wild wolf who traveled a remarkable 1,000 miles across the Pacific Northwest. Sounded like fun for me. And I also picked up while I was there a copy of the movie Wall Street. This isn't my normal type movie by any stretch of the imagination, but I really like the movie. I don't know why, I just do. So I picked it up for $1.99. Figure what the heck. So that's what I picked up from Goodwill this month. I made a quick stop at Small World Books and Oxcart Books, and I picked up just a few things. I didn't really pick up much, only one thing off their dollar stairs rack, but I picked up Agent of Chaos by Norman Spinrad. I wanted to get more Spinrad. I don't really have a lot, so I grabbed that. It was in really good shape. I picked up Edgar Rice Burroughs' Savage Pelusiador. I picked up Men, Machines, Men, Martians, and Machines by Eric Frank Russell. A short story collection. And this was a big deal for me. I found Michael Shea's Inyana. These his Michael Shea's books are so impossible to find for an affordable price, so there's no way I was leaving this behind. This is like the last book in the series, though, but either way, I was going to take it. This is Inyana, The Touch of Undying, but it's supposed to tie into his Nift, the Lean series, so I definitely wanted it either way. And I did pick up off the dollar floor Paul Anderson's Operation Chaos, which sounded interesting. Steve Maduchek was a werewolf. His wife Virginia was a witch. Together, they journeyed to hell. That sounds really cool. And for $1, that's worth a read, and definitely would like to. That's what I picked up from Small World Oxcart Books. I made 2 trips to Rick's Recycled Books, and this is from the second trip. I'm working backwards. Like I said, get comfortable. So I picked up Here Be Demons by Esther Frisner. Just looked cool. The Road to Hell is paved with bad intentions. And I picked up The Curse of Wrathclaw by Peter Saxon. So that's the second Peter Saxon books I managed to find there, which makes me very happy. I hear the books, his writing itself isn't that good, but for some reason his books appeal. I picked up Gordon R. Dixon's None But Man. I'm amassing a collection of Gordon R. Dixon books, so I should probably start reading them soon. Nice hearts on the front and back. That's very cool. Border Warfare on the Pleiades. Sounds like a book where he's a human frontiersman against unhuman aliens, a terrifying saga of guerrilla warfare among the galaxies. That sounded good. I picked up a gothic, I guess. The Witch of Blackbird Pond by Elizabeth George Spear. Yeah, it looked interesting. And it sold 200,000 hard copies. Come on, it's got to be great, right? I only started picking these up because of Nick from the book Graveyard. He kind of inspired me to start looking at them, and then of course when I start picking them up, everything's a potato chip to me and I have to have more. Brett Halliday, A Mike Shane Mystery. Bodies Are Where You Find Them. I started picking those up when I could find them. Little beat up. Poor Little Rich Girl. John Delmas, Return to Fanglith. I have the first one. I picked it up at some point. I'm not even sure when. I just know I have it. So I saw The Return, which is the second part, obviously. And so I picked it up. To figure if I got the first part and it's a 2-part series, I might as well get the next part. Got World Without Men by Day Keane and Leonard Prume. It's a gold medal, Fawcett gold medal book. I looked it up and it didn't have very good ratings, but the concept appealed to me. So I thought I'd check it out. I lost a piece of the back cover. Shell Scott, a novel by Richard S. Prather, Kill Me Tomorrow. So, detective novel. I don't think I have another Shell Scott one, but this just looked like a good old-fashioned pulp, The Last Enemy. I looked and there wasn't like one single review for this book or anything on Goodreads, so. This one I had to pick up. I have no idea. I just saw it. John Leamington, The Star Witches. I mean, what the hell is going on here? What is that? Do I even want to know? Because I have some questionable ideas about what they put on that cover. Just before the horror. I guess if it was just after. There's a nice somebody's library mark in there by Barb Brosh, which is kind of cool. But this is from copyright 1965, McFadden book 1970. But I had no idea. I've never heard of John Leamington. I have no idea what this is, but I looked interesting. I also picked up another Conan book, Red Nails. A little beat up, but now I own it, so. Picked up some Western. This is an Ace Double Western. Desperado Double Cross by Tom West. And The Plunderer by Norman Daniels on the other side. It is a little beat up, but it was $1. Picking up some Westerns for June on the Range. Tom West, Bad Blood at Bonita Basin. It's also an Ace Double with Rattlesnake Range by Tom West on the other side. Soldier of Fortune, Ambush at Girardi Wells. None of them are wearing shirts. We're a little uncomfortable right now. That's by Peter McCurtain. The most desolate place on earth. I guess that means you all take your shirts off. Alright. And finally, from my second trip, the last one, another Western, Luke Short First Campaign. Just looked interesting. Just trying to pick up a few more Westerns for the heck of it. Blood Brothers. So that was from my second trip this month to Rick's Recycled Book, which is a much smaller one. Are you ready? I had a trade paperback version of Casino Royale, but I wanted the smaller version to go with my new collection, so I picked up the mass market paperback of Casino Royale for my 007 collection. So if anybody wants that trade paperback, let me know. The Caves of Clydor by Douglas Hill, number 2 in the Klosek trilogy. So I showed you 3. I'd gotten 1 before, so this will finish out that series. That's why I ordered it, because I had 1 and 2 and couldn't find 3, and I just wanted to finish it. I hate uncompleted series. Mary Lee Falcon's The Dungeon. See, these are all Nick's fault. Gothic romance, or gothic fiction, or call it what you will. This one I found to be interesting. Knight in Red Armor by Dorothy Daniels. I've never seen or heard of this. I went and looked it up, and it really has very little information about it. So as I'm sitting in the store, I was like kind of looking up some of her stuff, and this appeared to be a difficult one to find. But so I picked it up, and that sounds interesting anyway. So, Nebula Alert by A. Bertram Chandler. It's an Ace Double with the rival Rigelians from Planet Rigel by Mac Reynolds. And the Ace Double of The Inheritors by A. Bertram Chandler with Gateway to Never by A. Bertram Chandler on the other side. I've never actually read anything by A. Bertram Chandler, and apparently it's hard for me to say. So yeah, another Ace Double. Beginning to like those. I picked up Brian Keene's Dead Sea, a horror book. I don't find a lot of interesting horror left on the shelf when I get there, but this one caught my eye, and I do read Brian Keene pretty regularly. I just, on my weekly wrap-up, talked about one of his books, his Sword and Sorcery book that I read this past week. But there's that. I got Moorcock's The Jewel in the Skull in the Dahl Yellow spine. And Michael Moorcock's The Ruin Staff. Actually, I think that's book 1 and 4 in that series. So I'm going to need to go out and find books 2 and 3, because I do not have them. The Traveler, number 3, The Stalkers. I am collecting that series now. I have most of them. I think I need, 10, 11, 12 maybe? think. Suddenly a Corpse. This is book 2 in the Scott Jordan Lawyer Detective series by Harold Q. Mercer. Got like 3 of those now. Shannon number 2. Shallow Grave by Jake Dunn. So I believe I have all the Shannon books now. Detective. Copyright number 1974, first printing. Thank you for that information. Oh, this was in my bag. This one I actually ordered, so it should have been in that list. Oops. Kalamantan by Lucius Shepard. I have a bunch of Lucius Shepard books as well. Like the cover, short stories, I guess. So I picked it up when I saw it online. So that should have been in that. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to lie to you. I picked up another Casca. This is the third one I found. Number 21, The Trench Soldier by Battery Sadler. I want to pick these up whenever I see them. Here's a book I used to have. I sold and I got back. Joan D. Vinge Cat's Paw. So this is the second time I've actually owned this. I know that cover. I know who that is right off. That's Michael Whalen. So Cat's Paw. So that Kalamantan book that I said I ordered came from Heisen Books. They sent me a very cute cat bookmark. So I just thought I'd show it to you real quick. It's from Heisen Books. I've ordered from them before. They're a good place. Just wanted to show you that. I got another copy of The Space Vampires by Colin Wilson. I own a different version with a different cover. The book itself is not that great, but the movie that came out based on it, which was Life Force, I was a fan of. I've seen 100 times. I own, and so I picked up a different cover copy. I'm gonna have to like do a review someday, or like reread this and compare it to the movie. Starship by Brian Aldiss. I definitely am trying to get more Brian Aldiss books, and then try and read them as well. 2 different hobbies. Here's the first Doris Basarcha I actually picked up, the one I wanted. Star Rider. Jake did do the review on this one, so I have a bunch of her books now. Hopefully I can get to them. Keith Laumer, Retief and the Warlords, part of the Retief series, which I am also collecting. That is just a terrible cover. Anybody think, yep, Powers, of course. It is now storming outside. Hat Racks in the Goober. That's Keith Laumer. That's the first time I've ever seen his picture, I think. Anyway. Another one, Retief to the CDT by Keith Laumer. Like I said, I'm collecting them, and he had some on the shelf, so I grabbed them. Retief, Emissary to the Stars. And Retief's Ransom. I got most of the series, I think. More than half at least. Here's a couple more. This is a big beefy one. Retief at Large. This is a big book compared to the others. And the Timescape version of Retief, Diplomat at Arms. Every time I see him, he's dressed and looks completely different. Come on, man. Keep a consistent character. More fun facts with your books. I picked up a movie copy of It's Alive. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It was a horror movie from way back in the day, the 70s. And I want to tell you, they only aired the commercial for this late at night. And when I was a kid, the commercial terrified me to death. I mean, it was just creepy as hell. I saw the movie years later, many years later, and the commercial is actually scarier than the movie. But I did pick up the novelization, and apparently it's fairly valuable. So I also picked up novelizations of Halloween 2 and 3, which apparently are much sought after. Who'd have thought it, especially with Halloween 3. But, so, I did get those. By Jack Martin. And in case you're wondering, this is It's Alive by Richard Woodley, based on the screenplay by Larry Cohen. And if you don't know what it's about, what It's Alive is about, it's about a demon baby. Yeah. So, I've been trying to get more Executioner books, so he had 2 on the shelf. I picked up 14 and 24, Canadian Cross and the San Diego Siege, of course by Don Pendleton. So there's those. Trying to go through them a little faster so I don't keep you here all day. Michael Moorcock, The Warhound and the Pain. I don't actually know this one. The Warhound and the World's Pain. So Rowena is the cover artist on it. And it's a Timescape book. This one I went looking for, and he had. Thankfully, I really wanted this one. Frederick Pohl, Starburst. I really like the cover. Just kind of stands out. Del Rey book. And the art's by David B. Mattingly. So, funny enough, this comes from a group in my town called Writers and Books, which promote writing and reading in our community. It's a good organization. And it's from 1982. But another Dorothy Daniels here, The Marble Leaf. Also picked up Man Plus by Frederick Pohl. I realized after I got it home I actually own that one. So this is a double. Let's see. Another Keith Laumer. And As a Hero. Sounded kind of neat. Looked kind of neat. Oop, I found another Executioner book in there, number 30, The Cleveland Pipeline. I want to read some of these. I have like 3 on my Kindle that I got for like 99 cents. The first 3. I'm going to have to at some point try those. Poul Anderson, another Flandry book. Stone in Heaven with a cat bat guy. The art's on the back as well, which is very cool when they do that. Flandry is back. Oops, sorry about that. And yes, that is a Michael Wayland piece of work, and inside there's also a nice piece of art. Or 2. Oh, actually there's art all through this, which is cool. I think that's the only Flandry book that does that, maybe? I haven't seen others that did it. Anyway, very cool. Flandry of Terra by Poul Anderson. Second book in the saga of Dominic Flandry, Agent of Terra. Agent of Imperial Terra. I picked up a copy of John Varley's Mammoth. I've been wanting to read it. I borrowed it from the library, never got to read it, took it back. So I figure if I can buy it for $2, and in a really good shape too. So I grabbed it. I'll get to it eventually. Do like the cover. Snow scene. That'll get me. I don't know what this is, but I liked it. Rom by Carl Sherrill. This is something I'd like to read randomly just to see what it's about. The cover is pretty badass. Like Drower, it looks like, coming out of the water. And it looks like a little bit Viking Norse based. And has a full wraparound cover. Sides are a little beat up, so I don't want to open it all the way up. But you get the idea. Sides on it. Kind of pink. This is from 1977. I don't see an author. Or I'm sorry, I don't see an artist. I do that every time. You see me do it every video. I picked up a new Jane Linkskog. This one a different series than what I was collecting from her. When the Gods Are Silent. Just some decent covers. The cover on that is by Gary Rodell. And we're down to the last few, so don't run away. Another Dorothy Daniels, The Attic Rope. Another Dorothy Daniels, The Severe Secrets. All Nick's fault. Count Brass from Michael Moorcock. I think this continues that Jewel in the Skull series, like a sequel series, I believe. Second Coming of the Dark Empire. I picked up Ian Fleming's The Diamond Smugglers. This is a book that is not in his James Bond series, but what the heck, thought I'd give it a try. Could be fun. And last but not least, Marks of Our Brothers, another Jane Linkskold book. Now don't run away, because there's one more thing I'm going to put on the video that I got in that's pretty cool. But that's what I got from my second, or excuse me, that would be my first trip to Rick's Recycled Books. Now hang on, and I'm going to add in another video to show you something cool. I know this is like a 45-minute video. I apologize. And one last thing, I got in the Kickstarter for the relaunch of Heavy Metal magazine. I picked the Greg Hildebrandt cover. There may have been better choices, but this is the one that appealed to me. Just cardboard. It's a couple hundred pages, the first issue. Legacy number 321. They're running for $14.99 for this issue. But it's number 1, Legacy 321. So there are 320 issues before this. It's a Greg Hildebrandt cover. Some of these you might recognize from the movie. I have the movie poster of this, of the original movie, up on my wall. And of course I own the Blu-rays of both movies. Even the lesser second Heavy Metal 2000. But yeah, you see a lot of Easter eggs in here from old Heavy Metal magazine and movies. Here's the back cover. I can't really show you too much inside due to the fact that I don't want to get a strike against me, and it is Heavy Metal magazine, and I do know that there's some adult material in there. But these are available if you want a copy. I don't know which cover is for sale, but there is available copies in comic book stores. So if you're looking for a copy, you can find them there. Here is the, it's over 200 pages, the first issue. If you can see the contents here. Like I said, I don't want to go too far into this because, well, you know, it's heavy metal, so the content will be questionable. Paper's magazine thin, but oops. So there it is. I just wanted to show that. Give you a chance to see what it was. If you're interested, go get a copy. Like I said, they're in comic book stores now. They're out right now. So check it out. Can't wait to get into this and read it. Maybe I'll check it out and give it a review real quick. Come back and tell you about it. Thanks. Later.